It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. Great game in store for y'all. And it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Twin Cities and US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, the home of the Vikings. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Carter, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500. That's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
Matt Prater, been around a long time, will get us started here. And off we go from Minneapolis. To return, it's Brandon Powell. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the number 3 overall pick back in the 2018 draft. Out of USC, it's Sam Darnold.
And this is the opportunity Sam Darnold's been working for. I mean, to resurrect his career after some struggles early on in New York. He's had a bit of a mixed bag, but there is no mistaking the physical talent, the arm strength, the ability to play quarterback at a high level. He has it all. There's a reason he was drafted where he was, Mike, and I think Minnesota has themselves a sleeper here at the quarterback position.
19 yards right away to kick off this drive.
These are the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
Now here's Aaron Jones. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Again, it's Jones. And he did not want to go down. Good running. Manages to gain 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
At some point, you would just like to see that internal clock start to speed up. The longer the play goes on, the more vulnerable you become as the quarterback. Get rid of the ball, but no matter what, you have to avoid the sack.
So on 4th down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. And on the return for the Cardinals, it's Greg Dortch. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. And here is Kyler Murray, the number 1 overall pick in 2019 to lead them.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket, because when he escapes, big plays are to be had.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Murray. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Murray. And this is going to be incomplete. And it's great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Vikings offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
They run it once more with Jones. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
He's got his man. It's Jefferson. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
In motion, it's Jefferson. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pickup there by the back to pick up the 1st down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold.
And it doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike. When you want to play one-on-one man coverage against a receiver like this, there's not a whole lot else you can do. It's hard to put help over the top because the ball's being thrown out by the sidelines. I like playing in and out. I like playing zones. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. Share the responsibility. But that's not what they're doing. That's straight man coverage. Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball is going to go.
And he gets run out of bounds. A short pickup, but it's good enough for a 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver, and let's see what he can do after the catch.
Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll go play action with Darnold. He'll find his tight end, Josh Oliver.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
He's taken down just shy of the 10.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson, and it'll be 2nd down.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium's counting on. I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far, they've done a great job on this drive.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
On 4th down, it's Will Reichert time for this Viking field goal. This about as short as you can get. Reichert's kick is good. And the Vikings are out to an early 3-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes DJ Dallas on the return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin then. The Cardinals offense ready for their 2nd possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Josh Metellus there on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Working out of the gun, Murray. He gets this complete to Michael Wilson.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
First down throw for Murray.
He just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Now a second down throw for Murray. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback, but the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On third down, Murray. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
Here's Blake Gillikin now, and he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. Good hang time. The fair catch will be made back at their own 12. The Vikings offense ready to take over once again. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Now Darnold. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
So the receiver does everything right, except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, creates great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
Darnold to throw on second down. The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's a run with their tight end.
The tight end, the ball carrier, Kaiser White on the tackle. A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down. Ryan White in punt formation for the Vikings.
So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. It's the Vikings with the edge. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. Accelerating toward midfield. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. Murray now. He keeps it himself. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting first downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
On 1st and 10, it's Murray. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And he will score. Michael Wilson. Touchdown, Arizona.
You know, there's so many key factors that allow a play like this, Mike, to have so much success. And, of course, like anything, it starts with the quarterback being accurate. It's such a big part of NFL football right now is the run after the catch. But the accuracy of the ball allows the receiver to turn into a runner after securing the catch. So great job there by the quarterback. And then sometimes it's just a foot race to the pylon and speed kills. And wide receiver gets the ball, secures it, and he does the rest.
Prater's extra point is good. And the Cardinals move out to a 7-3 lead. So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. Now, on the return, he has lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
And he'll work this into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line, taken down after a gain of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Murray. That is caught by the tight end, Trey McBride. Touchdown, Cardinals. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Now Prater to tack on the extra point. His kick is good, and the Cardinals extend their advantage to 14-3.
Vikings 3.
So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Powell now to bring it back. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Shotgun draw, trying to catch him off guard here, Mike, but the defense was having none of it. Thought it took a little too long to develop. Gave that defense enough time to get back there, stop him for no gain.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Akers. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. Kaiser White able to make the tackle.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
Here's 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. A gain of 16 on that pass play. 1st down, Minnesota.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected. Second and a yard. Off the play fake, it's Darnold. He's going to keep it himself. And he's into a slot to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it's going to be 4th down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Cardinals offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. Give, running right, it's Connor. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
They'll go again here to Connor. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25. Here now, 3rd and 5. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
Here's their punter now, as he is on to punt for Arizona. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Vikings offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. On play action, here's Darnold. That's caught left side by Hawkinson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
That quarterback called that play in the huddle. That ball was only going to one guy. He was the first read, the second read, and the check down. And it was called to perfection. They got the perfect look. It led to a nice gain.
Here's Darnold. To the left side here. Caught by Addison. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Running is Akers. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now he'll run it.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn it to a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half and good enough for a 1st down.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to...
And he's in! Jordan Addison! Touchdown, Minnesota!
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes, and this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
On now for the extra point, here's Will Riker. He's got it. And the Vikings are back within 4. It is 14-10. Riker it out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. To return is Greg Dortch. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Out of the gun, it's Murray. That'll be taken in. It's Trey Benson. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
He's going to run it.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
Third and a yard. From the shotgun, it's Murray. Along the sideline, a nice catch. The feet in. It's a short gain, but it'll move the chains. A first down.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
Now he takes off. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
On first down, it's Murray. That's to the left side, taken in by Harrison. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Murray. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
On 3rd and 1, it's Murray. He's got his tight end. That's McBride. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal. This about as short as you can get. Prater's kick is good. And the Cardinals going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Darnold to throw. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Report. These two teams leaving the tunnel, and we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Dortch now to return it, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cards offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Murray. He'll look middle and finds McBride as tight end. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
First down throw for Murray. The open man is Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. That's good for 27 and a first down.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective. Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Murray's going to throw again. He's got his big tight end, Trey McBride. Touchdown, Arizona. That is second touchdown of the afternoon.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. Prater's extra point is good. And the Cardinals move out to a 24-10 lead. So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Powell now to bring it back. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense make their way out to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, here's Darnold. To the right side, he's got Hockenson, his tight end.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
On the handoff, Jones. Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the first down with Jones.
Just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Play fake to Jones, and now Darnold. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Darnold to throw on 2nd down. A short one taken by Hockenson. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Cardinals offense and Kyler Murray set to take over once again. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They go play action with Murray. That's caught by Harrison right side. It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick 1st down.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
James Conner, the intended target. It's 2nd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On the give, this is Conner. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
It is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Murray. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The Cardinals line up for a punt. The home team's offense ready for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Man in motion, heading left. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And he'll get this past the 25, out to the 27. A pickup of 7.
The gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He's got his man, Jefferson. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
And that is incomplete.
Really nice job here by the defender. I mean, how often, Mike, do we see on these long downfield passes the defender kind of lose the ball in the air and get himself out of position? Well, that wasn't the case here. Really well done. And if I'm this quarterback, after these back-to-back incompletions, I got to find myself a little rhythm and take some easier throws.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Here's Murray to throw. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now, Murray on the bootleg. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete.
I'm not sure there's any position on defense that's undergone as much of an evolution as the linebacker position. In the old days, they were the physical tone setters. They were the tacklers. But now, it's their ability to hold up in coverage, like you saw there, that allows you to keep those guys on the field for all 3 downs.
He'll get that complete to Harrison. And he puts his head down and he picks up the 1st down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
They face 2nd down and 7. Now Connor. A nice pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play. We'll try and run for this with Connor. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're going to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
The Cardinals lining up for a punt. He's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Kaiser White able to make the tackle. Second and 7. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Off he goes. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the 1st down. It's a 1st down and a gain of 13.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a 1st down.
He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on second down, Darnold. That's into the hands of Aaron Jones.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Third and 9. To throw is Darnold. He's got his tight end, Hawkinson. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Got his man at the 6. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. Here's Darnold again. It is brought in the end zone. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Will Reichard now on for the extra point. He's got it. The Vikings back within 7. It's 24-17. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. Dortch now to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Murray. That'll be taken in by Connor. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
On second down, here's a run with Connor. Maybe a couple there. It's third down. Out of the gun, it's Murray. And this drive is over before it can start. It's swallowed up to force fourth down.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. But after that third down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
We're about ready now for the punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The home team's offense and Sam Darnold heading back on the field. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now a handoff. Jones. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Darnold to throw. The second down throw is incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Throwing on third down is Darnold. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Murray with a give to Connor. They're all set to punt this one away. Now, fair catch. He'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to get back at it. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Here's Darnold. To the middle of the field. Taken in by Addison. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Now, Darnold. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. Throwing, Darnold. Downfield, got him, and he's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
Play fake to Jones, and now Darnold. He's going to let one fly for Addison.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
On 2nd down, it's Darnold. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. To throw again is Darnold. He's got his man. It's Jefferson. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
That's a really important pickup there on that last completion. Not only does it set up 1st and goal, but allows everybody in the huddle to just take a deep breath. We're no longer in this frantic offensive possession. Let's get our best play. Let's make sure everyone understands what to do, because we know we need to finish this off with 6 if we can. And now being 1st and goal is going to go a long way in allowing that to be possible.
Darnold to the air once more. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
1st and goal. The quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. 2nd and goal.
They look to run with Jones. And he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Taken down back at the 3.
It's now 3rd and goal.
It is 3rd and goal. They'll drop to throw. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Sam Darnold. Touchdown, Minnesota.
All right, so Mike, now the interesting thing is, do you want to take the lead with still enough time for your opponent to get the ball back to go to try to win it? I think I'm kicking the extra point here, tie the game. I don't want my opponent in a fast 2-minute mode to try to win this game in regulation. Now I'm playing for overtime.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this football game. Tie game. Still time to break that tie, though, as you see. Maybe run a 2-minute offense. And the kick's in the air. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Cardinals offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive, which starts with 1st down. Working out of the gun, Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
I think it's clear, Mike. I think they have their sights set on winning this game in regulation. I don't think overtime is even in the picture. They are trying to be aggressive, continue to move this ball down. Can they find a way to pull this game off here late in the 4th quarter?
He runs with it, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. The sound deafening in the dome. It's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Murray. And that is incomplete.
When this offense took the field, in their mind, Mike, they want to end this game in regulation. You do not want to play for overtime. And now as this 4th down comes up, I think this coach has a decision to make. Do you remain aggressive and keep the offense on the field and try to end it here? Or do you make the safe play and punt the ball away and settle for overtime?
The Vikings offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He'll go right and find his running back and mark him down up the 30. Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's going to tuck it and go. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. Here's 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Open man, downfield, it's Hawkinson. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36. They'll run with Jones. Not much happening there, just a short game. Now, timeout called. Let's see, you're looking at a long field goal try from here. Well, this might be one final heave to the end zone. So now, a big spot coming here. This to win the game. Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop. So here we go. Big spot for the rookie. This one he's gotta have. Got the distance and it's good. He knocks it through from long range. And that very likely will be a game winner. Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. This is 1st and 10. Here we go. One final play. And he did a pretty good job there to get back to the line of scrimmage as he's chased out of bounds. So a win here for the Vikings. They get themselves into field goal range for one final shot. Kicker delivers. They avoid overtime and come away with a 3-point victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Oateson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.